like no flavors are really standing out.
We're live. What's up? What's happening?
What's up? What's up? What's up? My fault, people. What's going on? What's going on? We are live, yo.
Yeah,
Is the event still going?
I said, "Oh, where's Coop?"
Oh man, yeah, I had to go.
Good though. I was ready. to fill in.
He was prepared. He was prepared, man.
Forgive me, I'm chewing. I just got out the gym, so I'm in recovery mode. But yeah, we got big news, man. What's up?
We got
What's happening?
Yo, we got huge news today, man. So it is Disney Investor Day. They've just come out and dropped like a ton of bombs on the entertainment industry with their lineup spanning from basically 2021 to 2023 and possibly beyond. Marvel just wrapped. They had a nice tribute. I missed that tribute though to Chadwick. And they're announcing that, you know, they will not officially they just officially announced that they're not going to recast the role of the Black Panther.
This was
so did they say that Shuri was going to what did they say? Did they say anything?
They just said Ryan Coogler is working on the script and it's due to be released July 8th of 2022.
Nice. Okay. So I mean that's still kind of a short
yeah. I mean, as long as they got Coogler working on that script,
that's a fact.
That's no worries.
And Imani, just to let you know, Imani will be joining us a little bit later. But we just kind of wanted to do this live stream. We will recap this whole event on Saturday, but we just kind of wanted to hop on real quick, give y'all our raw reactions to what was announced. Like I said at the top, man, we had some big news, man. Disney Star Wars 2.0 has officially launched, man. What do you think about the news?
Coming in like a tsunami.
Man. So for everyone who isn't privy to what was announced today, and let us know, say what's up in the chat, man.
Auntie, what's up?
Oh, let me mute that real quick. What's up, Ma? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. I think this is done. I'm trying to get my setup right over here, guys. Bear with me. So I'm gonna close that stream out so I can concentrate. All right. Okay. So now we are officially live. So let's start with the Star Wars news, man. Disney Plus has officially announced a couple shows, as a matter of fact. Mandalorian season 3, Rangers of the New Republic, an Ahsoka Tano show, Star Wars Visions, a Cassian Andor series. And if you remember, Cassian Andor was one of he was the second lead in Rogue One. You have Obi-Wan was officially announced.
10 years later from episode 3.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm sorry. I take that back. It wasn't an official. It was been announced, but they kind of confirmed that. Well, they didn't kind of confirm. They definitely confirmed that Hayden Christensen, who played Anakin Skywalker in the prequels, will be reprising his role as Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, in this upcoming series, and that they will also have a rematch. They're going to have a rematch, dude. Like, what? That's insane, man.
Which is interesting because I've never heard of Obi-Wan encountering Darth Vader after episode 3 until episode 4.
Yes. No. Yeah. Well, so here's the little caveat in that. When in episode 4, when Vader says, I've sensed a presence, when Han and Obi-Wan and all of the team land on the Death Star after they're pulled in, Vader says, I sense something, a presence I haven't felt since, and then he walks off screen. Next time we see him, he's talking with Tarkin, and he's talking about how he senses the presence of his old master, right? And he says specifically, I haven't felt that presence. The last time I felt this presence was in the presence of my old master. And he also says that while they're fighting, he and Obi-Wan fighting on the Death Star, he says, Vader says, when I last saw you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. Another thing that they allude to, Obi-Wan tells not Anakin, he tells Luke that Vader is more machine now than man. And that would indicate that, because last time Obi-Wan saw him, he left him for dead on Mustafar. And so he would had to have seen him or known that he was Vader. Like there'd be no other way that he would know that was Vader unless there was some sort of confrontation at some point.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, because he never saw him officially in the suit as Vader.
True indeed. All right, that'd be dope to see.
Yeah,
I hope he beats up Obi-Wan.
I think it might break Obi, yo.
Man.
I think
serious note though, it might break him to see it like that.
Yeah, I think it could, man. I think this series is going to be a super dramatic. Deborah Chow's directing it. I think she's going to nail those emotional beats of this, and with it being so soon after Revenge of the Sith, it's only, like you said, 10 years later. Man, this is going to be something else, man. It's going to be one for the books. I'm looking forward to this series. Like, for me, it's always been about, since it was announced, that I want to see this transition of Obi-Wan the General to Obi-Wan the Sage that we see in A New Hope. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good series.
Yeah, I think so. And Deborah Chow, she's a really good director. She did couple of my favorite episodes on The Mandalorian season 1, which was the Sin, when we have all of the bounty hunters ascend. I'm not the bounty hunters, but the Mandalorians help Din Djarin out when he goes back and takes the child. Yeah, I gotta shout Kalisto out. What's up?
Yeah, what's happening? Yeah, man. I wonder how much action is gonna be in the Obi-Wan series. I'm curious to see how they're gonna do it. What kind of story they're gonna tell? Are they gonna stay on Tatooine? Are they gonna show? They
can't stay on Tatooine because, like, there's no way that they're gonna stay on Tatooine because why would Vader be on Tatooine at the same time? There's like he should be able to sense Luke's presence on Tatooine.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, because he was tasked with watching over Luke. So would he leave Tatooine and risk
possibly
that? I don't know. I don't know what angle they're gonna do.
I think something that they definitely didn't announce this, but I think that there's a possibility that Qui-Gon could appear in this series and as a Force ghost, or at least the voice, because he can't physically manifest his form. But he can. So what's the actor's name? I forget his name.
Of Qui-Gon?
Of Qui-Gon.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah. He cannot he could be coming back to voice his character in this series, which would be dope. I'd love to see that.
It's just the voice though, right?
Yeah, it's just the voice.
Because he never learned how to do the full Force ghost. Is that right?
Right. Yeah, he can do, like, he can appear as like this, like, almost, essence in the Force, like this light. He can't manifest his full form, but he just appears as like these orbs of light that can speak, and he can guide and teach Obi-Wan how to become a Force ghost. And in order for Obi-Wan to do that, like, he's going to have to abandon a lot of the ideals and the things that he so firmly held on to when he was a knight during the Clone Wars. So I think it could be interesting because, like, if anybody's going to help Obi-Wan make that transition, it's definitely going to be Qui-Gon, because he helps Yoda in that way too. So, like, he's teaching, he becomes the master, like, he teaches Obi-Wan, and he has to teach Yoda how to do this stuff. So, I mean,
yeah, it'd be cool to see him come back, and because he was Obi-Wan's master, so be cool to see him come back and continue that. Help Obi-Wan in a dire time.
Absolutely. Oh, we got Amani.
What's up?
This is where this gets like crazy. All right,
what's happening?
Amani is joining us.
What
Good to see you. What's going on?
I
He still says,
Yeah, man. It was a lot of
my
good,
heart is full
good
tonight,
news
man.
tonight.
these are just my Marvel notes.
All right, yeah. So you got, I was like, yo, Imani's definitely gonna handle the Marvel portion of it. We'll probably, since that just wrapped, we'll start up top with the Star Wars stuff.
I will say though, like Marvel, has shared a lot of what they were planning anyway. So as far as what's new, that's small.
Yeah, what they announced at the end though, like
was big,
the Secret Wars stuff, and
like
yeah, that was fire, bro.
Star Wars was epic the whole way through. It was just news, and I was like, all right, Marvel, let's get to what I want to do.
But see, here's the thing though, like Marvel's already got that stuff together. Like they did this, like they got their 23 films, however many films, 20 plus films.
45,000, yeah.
Yeah, so they strong. Like they got this. That machine is running. Like what they had to do was
super agile.
Yeah, man. They got to get that public opinion. That public opinion for Star Wars. They got to get that back in their favor because they kind of the sequel trilogy was probably I think they said the worst critically reviewed of all the films in the trilogies. Yeah, although I mean it was a super financial success, but critically it was probably the worst reviewed. I believe you can't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's up there. It's lower than the prequels initially from when they launched.
Before you guys get into Star Wars, because I don't think we're going to talk about everything else that much. I just want the world to know that Black women and Black girls have been saying we wanted a Princess Tiana movie, and Disney was like, nah, y'all getting a Princess Tiana show, and she's currently trending on Twitter. Well, it's just Tiana, but that's the Tiana they talking about. I know it. So shout out to us and our power because they heard her, or they might have been tired of us yelling about it, but they made it happen.
Yeah, that was a
That's
big
from the Frog movie,
that
right?
caught me off guard.
Not the Frog movie, Princess and the Frog. Okay, don't forget the princess part. It was very important. But she's doing her own show that's set in New Orleans, and I don't know if you saw the movie, but she liked to cook. She wanted to open up a bakery and serve beignets, and it would be like a Cotton Club type joint. And the show is probably going to be around that.
Damn, that just made me hungry.
Another thing that they announced too was that the Awaju, I believe that's how it's pronounced, which is it's a African owned studio, and all the creative talent are African. It's like 4 African creators that they brought in to do this. Well, to what I think it's something they wrote, I believe. I want to say that's why I need to get the notes, because I'm going to talk about. I would definitely want to talk about this on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up more. I know the name of the film or show is Iwaju. It comes out in 2022, and I missed the name of the studio. So definitely do some more research on that. That's definitely something that we're going to come back with on Saturday to talk about. Like, we just really wanted to get on and hop on this stream tonight to talk about the Star Wars and the Marvel news, get our first reactions, initial thoughts, like where our heads were, upon receiving this information, and then we'll have like a more refined show on Saturday. We're going to stand out on a limb and say that the Saturday show is pretty much going to be this event entirely, and then we'll do a community hour. But I don't see us fitting in any other topics. It's going to be this long. Also, we have so much to talk about. Absolutely. And thank you all for joining us tonight. Make sure you subscribe and leave a like on the video if you haven't already, because that helps us so much. And once again, like I said, thank you so much for joining the stream. So all right, where did we leave off of on the Star Wars piece? Obi-Wan show, right?
Obi-Wan show. Mm-hmm.
The Bad Batch. We got our first trailer for the Bad Batch, and I gotta say, before I really wasn't that interested in the series, but after this trailer, man, I'm like, I would say I was probably like a 4 or 5, probably with my interest level. Maybe a 3 or 4 if I'm going to be quite frank. But after this trailer, bro, I'm at a solid 7.5 with my excitement, anticipation for it.
Yeah, I just recently watched the first few episodes of season 7 in Clone Wars, so I'm just learning of the Bad Batch.
Yeah,
and I like them. I saw that. I was like, oh, I like this crew. I like how they roll.
They different.
So, yeah, they different.
They different.
Y'all already know I'm still on season 1, but I'm gonna get there.
Nigga, money.
No.
Hey,
just go to season 4. Just skip season 4 and watch that. Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't disagree with that assessment.
all of it. I'm gonna do it.
I mean, she can definitely she could binge it.
If every other network and streaming service would stop making shows, I could get through Clone Wars with no problem.
Oh, here's the thing. I think for you probably want to finish watching the Clone Wars and Rebels before the Ahsoka show comes out. I think if you can do that, if you can set that goal for yourself, because there's going to be so much that they're going to cover. The value of this of Ahsoka Tano, like for me, the introduction of Ahsoka and then her growth over the Clone Wars series was like some of the best like writing and character development that I've definitely certainly that I've seen in Star Wars. And it's way up there for me. Like her growth and her development is like a highlight of that series. Like watching her mature over the course of that series is like super highlight.
Yeah. Watching Clone Wars, I'm like Ahsoka she is one of my favorite characters now. After watching Clone Wars, so I'll say she's my top 2.
Yeah. Wow, top 2.
Top 2.
Ooh, okay, that's
top 2.
Amazing. You heard it here first. Top 2.
And also, like I've just a side note, watching Clone Wars has given me like a added layer of perspective for Anakin's tragedy.
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
it enhances it so much, like because you get a better idea of what he had to go through and experience.
Before I was like, oh, he just turned into Vader, but like, no, that's a tragic.
Nah, it's deeper than that.
That's a tragic story.
It's deeper than that, man. That's what it. That's Dave Filoni and George Lucas working together on that show. Like this is where like you see the apprenticeship of Dave Filoni and his knowledge and growth of Star Wars growing as he's doing this show, which is why people like myself have been saying that he is the heir apparent to Lucasfilm. And I mean, George Lucas himself has stated on multiple occasions he treats him like his own son. So it's like finally with the Mandalorian and everything, we see his rise to prominence within the mainstream culture. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. So what other shows they called out y'all excited for? I'm excited to hear about Rogue Squadron. Like,
bro, yeah, because we got to get into movies. But hold on.
I'm hyped about Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Obi-Wan. As much as I throw hate for Obi-Wan in the Discord channel, I like to watch Obi-Wan. So let's see. I'm excited for that. I want to see.
Wait, what's the name? Is the name of the show Obi-Wan or Kenobi?
So the title actually was revealed as Obi-Wan Kenobi, but initially when they announced it was just Kenobi. So it's been changed to his full name. Interesting thing about that is, are they actually going to call him Obi-Wan Kenobi? Because when he and Luke have that interaction in A New Hope, and Luke calls him Obi-Wan, like he has that reaction, like he hadn't heard his name in forever, because he says that I haven't gone by the name of Obi-Wan since all before you were born.
He'd be full of it. You know how
so it's
Obi-Wan
like,
do.
But he is undercover, like he is a Jedi, he's a survivor, so it would make sense. I mean, he can't like openly be like, my name is Obi-Wan, because like the Empire is gonna be all on his head.
Does he go by Ben or something like that?
Yeah, he goes by Ben.
Yeah.
Ben Kenobi.
Mrs. Cooper.
Kenobi.
Hold on. Yeah.
Mrs. Cooper, it's actually still live. They're talking money and investor stuff right now. So I guess as soon as it ends, I'll be able to find a link somewhere to share, but it's still going on. But if you go to YouTube and just type in Disney Investor Day, you can see it now, but they're not really talking about much of the fun stuff anymore.
Yeah, so what they'll do is they'll chop it up and release each of those segments as like clips and trailers and things that will come out afterwards. It's what, 2 hours? It was 2.5 hours. It's still going.
It started at 4:30.
4:30. So yeah, 4 hours. Like you don't want to watch that whole thing. We'll what we can do too is like we could try to get the links for Saturday and drop those because all the trailers and stuff will be available. Everything that they show to public will be available after the stream ends tonight. So we'll have all that stuff ready on Saturday.
And hopefully I can download some of those clips online too, so I can post them on the Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Straight to our platforms to check it out.
Absolutely. Definitely. Have to drive for a bit, so I can't chat, but I'll be all right. Yeah. Stay safe. Yeah. Keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah. Appreciate you taking us along with you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you, Callisto, for tuning in. So they also announced officially the Lando series. I think they teased it. I'm not sure if that was an announcement earlier this year or if that was just a rumor. I can't remember now at this point. But Lando Calrissian series is coming to Disney Plus, and both Billy D. Williams and
Donald Glover.
I was about to say Childish Gambino. Donald Glover are going to be reprising their roles as Lando Calrissian. I believe
both of them.
Yeah, I believe if it's set up like I think it's going to be like the Calrissian Chronicles, which is older Billy D or older Lando, recalling all of his grand adventures as his younger self, which is Donald Glover, which would be a cool series. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a fun series. He was definitely my favorite part of the Solo movie, and I hope what they can do is kind of sort of revisit that movie, but in that series format, because I still feel like the Solo movie would have been way better if it were a series on Disney Plus.
It was just too compact.
It was too much going on, and it was a fun adventure, but it was just the pace didn't help it because there was so much within that adventure that they needed to kind of sort of take their time on and slow down a little bit. But it was like I had fun with it.
I didn't finish it. I think I got 15 minutes in.
Oh yeah, you didn't see anything.
Man, I hit the chop button on it.
Yeah, you didn't see. A lot of people were kind of mixed about that one.
I saw it in theaters, and I don't remember. I wouldn't call it memorable, but
yeah,
I would say
I didn't see that one in theaters.
I think that was writing.
Yeah,
that movie, that whole movie behind the scenes.
Thank you for the sponsorship, A&B. Appreciate that.
A&B, what's A&B?
American Mountain Brewery.
They paying?
Where?
They paying us.
Us? Where's my beer at?
In the mail.
Oh my Lord!
Shout out to Dollar Tree.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Dollar Tree.
'Tis the season. Dollar Tree. Hey.
Anything you can imagine for $1.
Yeah. Shout out to the Disney store for this Star Wars hoodie.
Shout out to them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shout out these sponsors, baby.
You already know what it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yo. Another show they announced is Acolyte.
I missed that. I must have been. Yeah.
Man.
Acolyte.
I was mid-tweet when they announced that, but when I heard the word Acolyte, I was like, "Oh, we doing Sith? We're going dark side."
That's what they doing.
Yeah, that Acolyte is the Sith version of a Padawan,
and the show itself is.
Yeah, I'd like to see Darth Maul as an Acolyte.
Nah, this is going to be before that, bro, because it's set during the waning years of the High Republic. So this could possibly be
gonna play off that other show, huh?
This could possibly be Darth Plagueis as an apprentice, which is Darth Plagueis is Palpatine's master.
Acolyte is the spy thriller, right?
No, that was Acolyte. That's Andor is the spy series. Yeah. Acolyte is going to be go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that if Acolyte is taking place during the High Republic, then those two shows would probably be hand in hand. Like you might see some of the same characters from one show and the other.
Possibly. Well, they haven't officially announced anything from the High Republic coming to Disney Plus. Technically,
didn't they announce a show that was the High Republic?
Nope, not yet. Not yet. It's rumored, and it might have been this Acolyte show because it's set during the same time period.
What show am I thinking about? There was some show.
They announced 10 shows today. Rangers of the New Republic, Ahsoka.
Oh, that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was.
I'll stop right there.
Yep.
Yeah, so the Rangers series, the Rangers of the New Republic, sounds like the I believe that might be what the Cara Dune rumored show is, because she gets that medal during season 2, which is like that badge. So I think these are like the New Republic like marshals. And
if she still got a job with Disney, she's still in the heat.
I said Cara Dune, the character.
Yeah, well,
but I don't think she's
retcon that whole character. I don't know.
That's not wrong.
Fire, the heat, they thought it. I don't know.
Nah, they wouldn't get rid of the character. Huh?
Which character?
Gina Carano's character, Cara Dune.
I forgot.
She gets that badge. Yeah. I think that's what that series is going to be based on. So yeah, but see, that could transition into the Resistance. Those Rangers, because it says multiple Rangers are the Resistance, or not the Resistance, but of the New Republic, and that could possibly indicate a Leo cameo, sort of like being the one that's in charge of this of these Rangers, because that could kind of be cool. I would like to see that. Coop Daddy Yoda.
Coop Daddy Yoda.
What is happening?
And then they announced a droid series on what is, I think R2 and C3PO. I'm assuming. I didn't pay, like when they said droid series, I kind of tuned out. It's like, that's not for me.
Yeah, that's for the kids.
That's definitely for the kids. Nothing
Disney
wrong with it.
Kids.
Like, I was like, yeah, that one wasn't aimed at me, so I'm gonna just let that one fly by.
Good to see they remaking Willow.
That's absolutely bringing that to Disney Plus as a series.
Yeah, and what's the Star? That's the category in the Disney Plus app where they've got like the R-rated stories.
I think Star is just all the Fox stuff. So
I think that's Fox
related. Anything that they got from there is going to go into Star, and then of course Hulu and FX have a deal. So because FX is part of Fox, anything that's on Hulu with FX will also be on Star. But a lot of the Hulu category will be on Star also. And I don't think, especially after today, I am no longer confident that Disney and Hulu are going to merge, specifically because of Hulu's live TV option. They make a lot of money off of that, and it's clearly working for them. So they're just not going to merge together, which doesn't bother me since I'm going to be able to see everything on Disney Plus anyway.
They just need to upgrade that layout and that UI design to get it. One, the Disney Plus one is fire. They just need to use that template for Hulu, and then I think everybody would be happy.
Now I missed the Marvel news, but did they tease like X-Men at all?
No, they didn't even talk about Spider-Man. That's what I was waiting on. I just knew we were going to see some new hotness. We saw nothing.
No, they're going to save that for the new year.
Okay.
They're not going to put all their cards on the table. I see the way that this happened. I feel like this was really the Star Wars show, because that's who they showed the most content for, and that's where we got the most news. Star Wars was like the highlight of this entire event. And then, go ahead.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
My bad. I still think that Mace Windu is going to be that dude to come back in The Mandalorian, and I kind of feel like I got a little secret confirmation today, because before they announced the Patty Jenkins movie, they were talking about all the iconic characters. They had a whole bunch of characters on screen from the different films. I don't know if y'all noticed in the bottom left-hand corner, the biggest face.
It wasn't bottom. It was kind of prominent just on the left side.
It was front like this.
Yeah.
It was Mace Windu. So I think hopefully we'll see him tonight at 3:00 in the morning. Well,
that would be dope if he comes. Yeah.
Or if not, we are gonna his face was too.
I think we're going to see him again. I think I can't.
Maybe he'll pop up in Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Possibly. That would make a lot of sense. That would actually make a lot of sense, actually, if he is going to pop up. And the only reason why I don't believe he's going to pop up in The Mandalorian is because of all of the rumored appearances that we've gotten. It hadn't been. It would be one of the best kept secrets in Hollywood if he appears. I hadn't got any kind of indication that he's going to pop up. Like we knew Boba Fett. We got rumors of Boba Fett like last year. And a character like Mace Windu, we would have got rumors of that like a long time ago. But I think we are going to see Mace Windu again. We know that Samuel L. Jackson has signed some sort of long-term deal with Disney and for Disney Plus appearance. That seems to be leaning towards like the Marvel side with the Nick Fury related shows, but that could also be a Mace Windu show. So it wouldn't surprise me either way if he's going to reprise both Nick Fury roles and his role as Mace Windu, because he's going to be on the lot. Like
a lot of actors who are on these shows, I'm noticing they have contracts across the Disney Plus
exactly
all the way from Disney Plus, Star Wars, Hulu shows. I'm bringing the Sigourney Weaver thing. I was like, okay, 2 checks.
Bro, they said what was that on FX, the Alien show?
No, the Alien. Yes, that is an FX.
That's FX. Yeah, that's FX. Probably,
I missed that one too. Like,
yeah. Well, they didn't show any footage. They didn't show.
They said there will be a show.
They teased like a almost like a, it wasn't like an animation, like an intro.
It's an animated Alien.
No, it's live action. It takes place on Earth.
Yeah, when they teased it, they just had it. It was like in the spaceship, and you see one of the aliens like run across the screen, but it wasn't from the production. It looked like a little title card animation.
The person, I don't remember who was talking at the time, but they said that this is the first Alien film that'll be set on Earth, and people like to pretend that the first Alien versus Predator film didn't happen with Sinai Lathan. That took place in Antarctica.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yep.
I was like, what are you talking about? They've already
she fought off that queen alien thing that was frozen or something.
Yeah.
Right?
That's crazy.
How you forget about that movie?
That was intentional. They didn't forget about that. They retconned that movie. They just retconned it.
Dang, I like that movie.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah, but they were like, yeah, Raised by Wolves, hold my beer.
Shout out to Raised by Wolves. Did we ever talk about that on the Cookout?
Yeah.
That show had some layers to it. Sheesh. Biblical layers.
It did.
It showed up. It had a Garden of Eden.
I don't know what's going on, but I watched it.
All of that. Creation theory, all of that.
I was in there 100% for that show. Like that was amazing. Definitely go check that out if you have it on HBO Max.
Yeah. I still from time to time put that intro music on repeat and just zone out. Y'all ever paid attention?
That intro is kind of
That intro is fire.
It's kind of like that. Yeah.
It's fire.
Shout out to my dad who called me after every episode of Raised by Wolves. Every single one he finished. Yo, we need to talk about this right now. And like
it is a series though that you gotta. It is episodic in that way. Like in it, I like the weekly releases on streaming services, man. Like they are so much more rewarding than like the binge series, because like especially for like what we do, like it's easier to just review each episode weekly than to kind of like cover the entire series, because like most people will just binge it in that weekend when it comes out or what have you, and then it's kind of like everyone's going to watch it at their own pace from there on. But it's like with the weekly shows, like I think it is more rewarding for the fans.
Is this safe to assume that all of the Disney Plus shows are going to be weekly?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hype about that.
That's going to make it. It's going to make it great for us. Yeah.
And there's going to be so many shows running at the same time. First of all, think about how you're going to handle Starlight Beacon when they drop like 3 shows the same week.
Hey, that sounds like job security to us.
Exactly, bro. My mind, I have no problem. Disney, Lucasfilm. Let me tell you something. I have no issue with my mind being blown every day of the week. I got no problem with it. It gives me content to come on here and talk about. Even if I don't like it, I can talk about it.
It's still content.
Great. I'm here for it. So I'm here for it.
I was literally screaming all night. Content!
Dude, yes.
All right, we have a lot of shows rolling out. That
was huge. I was not anticipating like they were like right off the jump. Just it was like, yeah, we got like 10 shows for Star Wars, and we got 10 shows for Marvel in development coming out over these next 4 years, and we got movies, and we got original content for Disney and Pixar and all that stuff. I'm like, Disney just came out here dropping bombs, man. Like I was like, I wasn't expecting that much content to be announced like across their properties. Like our Saturday show is going to be entirely about this entire event.
13 shows I counted tonight for Marvel.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
Yeah. And I'm guessing maybe like 10. Well, no, because a lot of them we heard about, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them we hadn't heard of until tonight.
Yeah. Also, before we switch gears to Marvel, we got 2 movie announcements for Star Wars, and that'll wrap up the Star Wars conversation for tonight. Rogue Squadron, directed by Patty Jenkins. Man, did you see the trailer though that she put out on her social pages?
I didn't see that.
Yo, she basically is talking about how her father was a combat fighter pilot and he died in combat. And like she has been looking for a project like this, like basically since she became a director, probably before.
Oh, and okay.
She could never
be good there. Stars
she said she could never find the right property until she got to this one. I was like, oh man, this movie about to be crazy, yo. Yeah, I dropped it in the Discord.
I'll check it out.
And at the beginning of the clip, she was rollerblading and she had on like a regular USA flight suit. And during the clip, it zooms in on, just her upper torso, and you see like she's moving around, but you don't really know what she's doing. And at the end of it, she has on the freaking squadrons,
right? Yeah, she puts on a rebel
orange joint. She puts on the helmet that looked like Coop's old Abby on Twitter. And then
she puts on the Rogue Squad. It's a Rogue Squadron like helmet. Like I was like, yo, we about to get there. I'm like, man, this is about to be incredible.
So yeah, that'd be cool to see because Star Wars, major part of it is air battles, space battles, man. So
last week I was just talking about how like my low key favorite aspect of Star Wars are ships dropping out of hyperspace, and I'm about to get like a movie full of that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. I know you like those space battles, so this.
Bro, I'm here for the space battles, bro. The ships of Star Wars, like, is one of the things. Like the ships and Jedi are basically what solidified Star Wars for me as a child. Like I've got collections of the like entire Rebel fleet of ships. So like that was the first thing I started collecting. Like before I started collecting like lightsabers, action figures, it was the ships. I just dropped into the chat the link to our Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, man, please make sure you do that because we talk about this stuff all the time, every day, all day. We were in there pretty much like live commentating the this entire event.
Yeah, man. Join that Discord.
Like, they've got to be annoyed with all of our messages because no one is saying anything but us. That's why I slowed down. I was like, maybe we're blowing their phones up. Maybe we'll leave it alone.
Hey, it was
they can mute it. That's a feature, right?
Real. They'll come back and like look. It's a lot of people in there right now. I was just checking. It's a lot of people back online. They're going through the comments, reading what we were posting.
It's a work day too, so
that's also another fact. And it started actually during the work day for a lot of people. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, that the Rogue Squadron series is definitely I'm looking forward to it. I think that might have been the highlight for me of the night because I I had no like indication of this film.
That was some good news to hear.
Exactly. And then
it makes me want to go back and play the game, man.
Exactly. And that makes me, confident that the Squadrons game is going to get a competent sequel that'll have more story, more development. They are getting a big update for that game, adding new ships. But I want a more fleshed out like story, campaign, and all that kind of sort of reminiscent of the old Rogue Squadron games. But yeah, like if we're getting a Rogue Squadron movie, bro, I want that Rogue Squadron game. Bring that back.
Yeah,
Disney, we need that.
I wonder if what's his name will be in a Rogue Squadron movie. Dude from the new prequels, the new sequel.
I wouldn't hate that. Poe Dameron?
Yeah, Poe Dameron.
I wouldn't hate that. I think his mom wasn't in Rogue Squadron, but she was a combat fighter pilot. And his dad was a soldier. But Wedge Antilles, my dude, he has to be the main star of the series. Like he's basically the leader of Rogue Squadron when Luke wasn't flying with him. So like he's got to be the one. He's got to be the one.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Now, what I guess I don't know. Did I say this the Andor series? But that one was actually shockingly surprising for me. That one actually was seeing and hearing Diego Luna talk about the series, and then like them talking about like they've got like the full movie production quality.
You talking about Andor?
Yeah, for Andor.
I'm really interested in that because I'm like spy thriller. That's thriller. Like thrillers are my genre. That and comedy, like I'm all about the thriller. So let's get to that. I want to see what that is.
That did intrigue me.
Galactic thriller.
And it seems like it takes place not too long after Order 66, man. We might see like the early stages of the rebellion forming, like, and it seems like it's going to talk about like the nefarious deeds of the rebellion and them getting their hands dirty early on, like when like they couldn't be this
altruistic group
of combatants. They were like I said like last week, man, you're rebellion fighting against this huge galactic empire. It's no way you're doing that without getting your hands dirty.
In war there is no good.
Exactly. That also, that would mean we probably Forrest Whitaker should pop up in that with reprise his role as what's his name, Saul Guerrero.
Is it bad that I'm more excited for the gallery for this show than I am the actual show?
What do you mean? The gallery?
For Andor?
Yeah, the gallery. On Disney Plus, there's a program called The Gallery that takes you through the making of The Mandalorian. Every single episode is on a different part of the like the cast, the directors, special effects, all that stuff. And like they said, there were over 200 individual cast actors for the show, thousands of
props
and all that stuff, creatures, and there was a lot of clips of them actually making this stuff with masks on. So this is like a COVID production. I'm so gassed to see how they did that and how they handled it while social distancing.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool to see. I mean, y'all know back in the day with DVDs, some of the best features were the behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh, features. Yeah, like seeing the magic behind the scenes is like where it's at.
I think that's the one thing that's missing on streaming sites.
It is, and especially with Star Wars, because it's like it's so much that they have behind the scenes, like with the sets and the props and the characters and the creatures that they create, and like
that could probably be a cookout topic. Actually,
could be.
I don't know if I told y'all, but I watched the 3-hour documentary on the making of Prometheus, the alien film. It was better than the movie, and I like that movie. So yeah, I'm all about that behind the scenes stuff. I'll watch that before I watch the film.
Because it's like what happens when you see these creatives that are so like passionate about what they're creating for us on screen, even like with the characters that like may be on screen for like 0.5 seconds, like the amount of detail and pride they put into those creating that just for that moment, is definitely inspiring. And like it's like especially with the science fiction films, because they're usually the ones that have like those more in-depth behind the scene looks. I think Avatar. I gotta go revisit Avatar, but Avatar had a good one too. Of them talking about like, because they pull the curtain back, and that's like first time we see like that full warehouse in LA where they shot the film. And it's like everything inside is green, like they're basically not interacting with anything but like maybe one or two humans, and everything else is like digitally rendered on screen afterwards. And it's like, that stuff is just cool to see. And then the last film that we get for Star Wars, kind of wrapped it up, was the announcement of the Taika Waititi, which doesn't have a name, title yet, or a release date, but it will be the next film coming out after Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron film. And that's, like I said, that's 2023 when that film will debut. So we got no mention of a new trilogy or anything taking place after the sequels. There was no mention of Rian Johnson's trilogy, which I thought was interesting since they announced that like literally after Rise of Skywalker or Last Jedi. I think while they were on the press tour for Last Jedi, they announced that trilogy. They seem
Rian
to have
Johnson trilogy.
Yeah, he was going to get. He's supposed to get his own trilogy of movies set in the Star Wars universe.
Nah, scratch that.
That probably
they may have. They may have because they didn't announce it.
What I can never get his name right. My apologies, but yeah,
that was rough.
Let him do it.
Facts.
Yeah. Taika Waititi, or if you can get Patty Jenkins to do a trilogy, man, like that's sold. Like, come on.
Calista has a question about the Bad Batch trailer.
Finnick.
Yes, I saw her. I did see that. That was something. I think that's what I was going to bring up earlier. When in the Bad Batch trailer, it is teased. It seems that Finnick Shan is teased. The girl who was with Boba Fett in this previous episode with the helmet. You see someone dressed in her entire getup with the helmet at all. So it could be her. Timeline wise, it would work. She could totally still be like up and around. She'd probably be in her young 20s. We don't really know how old the character is, but I imagine she's like mid 30s, 40s when we see her in The Mandalorian. So timeline wise, it checks out.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I didn't notice her, but that'd be cool.
I think they tease her twice. The first shot is like the helmet, and it's really quick. I mean, it's probably less than a second.
But speaking of the Bad Batch, I feel like they got their inspiration from the Expendables.
I believe they said that was sort of the inspiration behind it. Yeah, and they said those late 80s action heroes were the
Rambo was one.
Yeah,
like Jason Statham was one.
Totally, like Rambo. Yeah. Rambo is like the most obvious one.
Yeah, the leader is big strong Rambo. Dude was what's my dude's name? The Brawley guy. I mean, I forget his name, but yeah, call him Brawley. But yeah, definitely like the Expendables. That was cool.
No, it's not. Never mind. It's not.
And the tech guys, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I mean,
but every action film's got a tech guy, so
it is. But that pretty much wraps up the Star Wars stuff. I think what I'm going to do is on Sunday, on our Star Wars Sunday stream, we'll continue and speculate based on what was revealed today, like what you're anticipating, what we're looking forward to most in that series. That'll probably be the topic of the conversation on Sunday. So definitely come back on Sunday if you want a more in-depth conversation about just the Star Wars stuff. That'll be live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on this channel. But now let's transition into the Marvel discussion, because that was also we got some huge news out of that.
They went back and forth from announcing the shows and the films, but to keep myself in order, I separated them. So of course, the first show they announced was WandaVision. And we finally got to see them in action. And I can now say I'm interested because I wasn't before. Got to see them fighting. Like Wanda, you get to see, things aren't looking too good. We don't know what's going on. I do think they teased at Doctor Strange just a little bit. You didn't get to see him, but you got to see what looks like, his little ring joint, just a tad. And so, yeah, I'm finally like, okay, I understand, and I'm ready to watch it.
Isn't he supposed to make an appearance or cameo at some point during the show?
He's supposed to be in it because the show is supposed to go straight into whatever.
Yeah, I think he's
in the Multiverse of Madness,
and it makes sense because I mean they're as we from what you just said, like the Multiverse of Madness tease and this show tease showcase that there are connections, and Feige himself made it clear that there are direct ties from the WandaVision show to the Multiverse of Madness. And I gotta mention, Kevin Feige was like the best presenter of the night. Like the way his knowledge of the lore in the universe and what he's doing over there on the Marvel side it was just clear and apparent. Like I was thoroughly in. He stuck out to me more than everyone else.
I miss Kevin Feige. I was in the gym, so I miss Marvel.
I enjoyed the FX guy too. He got me hyped, but I just love all FX programming, so I was just a little gassed for that.
Yeah, I would say like the content that they talked about coming to FX was definitely the highlight. I can't remember anything that the dude said. I don't even remember what it looks like. To be honest,
I would say content wise, like it would be exciting to cover some things that aren't like Marvel or Star Wars related, and they're going to have a lot of that. Even there was a new show starring Rosario Dawson that looked hype, and they didn't freaking show us.
Yeah, they didn't show us that, but that did look intriguing.
I know
it sounded intriguing. I'll say that from the plot of it.
I think it's called Dope Sick. Yeah, starring Michael Keaton and Rosario Dawson. But back to Marvel. The next film, also, they were talking about WandaVision. They talked about the Multiverse of Madness, but they did not mention Spider-Man 3, which I could understand if they didn't want to show us anything, but I do feel like it was a loss because we know for a fact that all of this stuff is intertwined. And isn't Spider-Man 3 supposed to come out before the Multiverse of Madness? Do we know when that's supposed to come out?
There's a time release, but I can't remember which is first.
I can't remember which comes first, yo, to be honest.
Yeah. Doctor Strange animated series. I didn't notice that.
We're gonna have to get the timeline. We might have to put the timeline on screen on Saturday because I can't remember where everything lines up. I know all three shows are connected. I don't know what order they are connected.
Let me bring it up.
So then the next show was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We got to see them in action. It looks great. Pretty much this is, after the snap, they're coming back, and it looks like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, even though they have, fun, friendly beef in the films, they are working together. Looks like they have their own villain antagonist. I'm not sure who that person is. It looks like a woman, but they are working together to save the world, essentially. And it is, Kevin Feige did not describe it as a show. He said is a Marvel film movie broken up into 6 parts. So I don't know if those are 6 30-minute parts. I don't know if those are 6-hour parts, but it's basically like that 18-hour Jackson Family movie that BET shows every once in a while. It takes all day to get through.
Yeah, or probably more like the last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars season 7 arc, because that's basically, I think that's how they're going to cut it up. Because what they did with that, like each episode rolled directly into the next one. It was just like a minor break, but there were no like skips or time jumps or anything like that. Like where the last one left off, the next one picked up, and that's probably what it'll turn out to be. It's probably just a 6-hour film that they've broken up into 6-hour-long parts. Is where I'm probably. That's my guess, because everything on Disney Plus has been about an hour or less. They don't
30 minutes to an hour. No, not even an hour. 48 minutes.
Yeah, I can see Feige doing. Well, I don't know. I mean, I could see 45, 30-minute episodes for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but it only being 6, I don't know.
Then from there, they announced Loki. We finally got to see that. They actually showed us the footage. It looked great. They described it as a crime thriller. It takes place right after, or I guess simultaneously with Endgame when they went back to get the Tesseract from Stark Tower and Loki picked it up and zapped himself away. The show starts with where he ended up. He's essentially being accused of a crime, and they said it as something is going on, and Loki has no idea what it is.
TVA is what? Well, TVA is what? Time Variance Authority? Is that what it's the acronym? I believe.
I've never even heard. I was like, what is that? Callisto says, I thought I saw Doctor Strange in the animated series, but I wasn't sure. Yes. So another show, which is the next show, is What If? It's an animated series that's about, every episode is about an event that's happened in the films, but from a different point of view than what we've seen in the film. And from what I can tell, basically every character is involved. They are voiced by the same actors who are playing them on screen. They even look like the actors who are playing them. And I don't really know too much because we don't know what events they're picking. But everybody from Nick Fury to I think we even got to see a little Chadwick Boseman in there.
We did because he's taken by the I forgot the pirate game that
took Star-Lord
because he's so Chadwick basically or T'Challa is Star-Lord in this series.
Yeah.
He
so
has
I don't
the same
know
mark.
if it's like, for example, while the fight was going on in Manhattan with Loki, I don't know if it's like that story being told from like someone else and how they saw it, or I don't know if they're swapping characters to say this is what happened instead, like, or this is what would have happened if it were, Star-Lord there instead of
that's getting into like the different universes type thing.
Yeah, it kind of not really. It's kind of sort of like it's just a show of hypotheticals. Like what if instead of them taking Star-Lord, they took T'Challa? Like, what would the legacy of Star-Lord look like if it were T'Challa instead of what's Peter Quill? Stuff like that. Like, what if instead of Captain America, we got was Captain Britain? Is that what she is? That's Captain Britain, right? Is that the character?
Did they say that they were 20 minutes, or was that for a different show?
Those are probably short. I would imagine they're short because it's really just taking like the almost like a quick synopsis of a character, swapping out the original for another character in an interesting or compelling way. Yeah, Captain Britain.
The show, of course, is called What If. So what if this happened with this person? Okay.
Yeah. So what's her name? Carter, Agent Carter
she was in it too. Yes.
She becomes Captain Britain. Like, they don't have Captain America. She's the one who becomes a super soldier, and she becomes Captain Britain.
Oh, that's hype.
Yeah.
Eli, yes, there are Spider-Man films coming up in this Marvel phase, but for some reason they didn't tell us today, and I have an attitude about it.
Far From Home comes out 2021.
I think
December 17th, and it comes before the madness of the multiverse
of madness.
Yeah,
madness of the multiverse. I think here's so based on the rumors that we got for this, like. I think that the Spider-Man 3 film is really just the Sinister Six film, because they've teased like all the main characters and the Sinister Six returning. They need to give this its own spotlight. There's no use cramming it into this type of format. Like, it's not going to give it justice. Like, we are going to see when they reveal the Spider-Man 3 trailer, it's going to be its own moment because it deserves to be. Like, this is some super like iconic, like legendary stuff, like Sinister Six returning, certain characters, Dr. Octavius from Spider-Man 3 reprising his role, Mysterio appearing, all of these characters, Tobey Maguire
too.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, all reprising their roles as Spider-Man to, appear in this movie. Like, this is like a Spider-Man Avengers.
It's like a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, like it needs its own. It needs its own stage. Like you can't just like cram this into a presentation like this. It's not doing it
I
justice.
wouldn't mind seeing Disney like releasing 45-minute episodes of each Sinister Six character and build up to a on-screen movie.
Bro, like a you said what, like a Sinister Six like series?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was rumored and teased at one point.
Was it Beastars? Oh, sorry. I'll stop touching.
Oh my God. All right. There you go.
I know, right? It's like so much better. The madness of the multiverse.
That's how it's feeling because there's so much stuff going on.
Bro, this whole phase, what we're in like phase 4 or 5?
Yeah.
Phase 4, yeah.
Yeah, it is all madness. Like this whole thing is madness.
They announced so much stuff tonight. All of this can't be in phase 4. I'm sorry. I know that there were a lot of films previously, but this is just too much. I'm not even halfway through all the films. So after what
most of this is going on Disney Plus though. Like this is not. That's why they didn't talk about it, because Spider-Man's not going on Disney Plus. Like they're planning to put
they
this on
talked about films. I just didn't get to the film part yet. But they talked about films. They talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 films that are going to be on screen, not in Disney Plus.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Well, unless COVID is here forever, then yeah, they'll be on Disney Plus. But these are supposed to be in theaters. Then after that, they announced Miss Marvel, who was casted during COVID. A young lady named Iman Vellani. Miss Marvel is a Pakistani superhero, and her idol is Captain Marvel. She's a relatively newer character. I don't know too much about her, but she was so well loved by fans that they decided she needed something, and so she's gonna have her own show on Disney Plus. Then they teased Hawkeye. Who they didn't tell us much about it, but they just told us that it's coming.
Is he gonna be okay?
They're
thinking if he was going to be a Ronin type Hawkeye or normal Hawkeye.
This is after Endgame. And he's supposed to be. This is an older Hawkeye, and he is supposed to be kind of like I think he's going deaf, like, and yeah. Where was I going with that? Because I had heard like there were some rumors. And the film is actually filming right now. That's probably why they didn't show a lot, because right now they are currently filming that movie. That's what I was going to say. Or not movie, but series.
I believe it. And then after that was also, is he training his daughter to replace him? Did I hear that somewhere?
Basically,
that'd be cool.
They teased that at the beginning of Endgame, when the snap happened and he's with his family and they all disappear. He's actually showing her how to shoot.
He was.
That's what he was doing when she left. So that would be dope. Next we have
Kate Bishop. Right, Kate Bishop is the character's name.
Yes. And after that, they announced She-Hulk, who will have the same actor playing Abomination from the 2008 Hulk film. Yeah.
The Edward Norton Hulk film?
Yes. Yeah. So that guy is coming back. And then, of course, Mark Ruffalo will be in the film as well. The premise of the film is, She-Hulk stays in her She-Hulk form at all times. And she's 6'7" and green. And she's to, handle being a working woman while also being 6'7" and green. So.
And she's a lawyer.
Excuse that made me laugh. All right, let's get it. I'm interested.
Her in court. Like, what if she wants to take this outside the court? I don't like that.
Yeah, for real. Like, are you right? How is the judge going to handle that?
After that, they announced Moon Knight. Well, they didn't announce it because we already knew about it. They talked about it a little bit. Do you know anything of the story? I don't know it well.
He's like a Batman.
Not familiar. Other than that, I don't know.
It's like a Batman.
I don't know. And he has multiple personalities disorder.
After that, they announced Secret Invasion, which is a Nick Fury show, which they teased at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home. As we know, the Skrulls have invaded the U.S. the world. And basically the show is about how there are Skrulls all over the world in important offices and seats. And I guess we're gonna find out about how they handle that, or how Nick Fury handles it, because it's technically his show.
Yeah, that's interesting because the comic book story, the Skrulls were evil, and in the Marvel movies, it seemed like they were allies. So
I'm wondering if, because in the movies they thought that that's all that there were left. We thought that, or maybe the Skrulls that were on the ship thought, we're all we have left. This is it. There's nobody else. And I mean, you're right. Skrulls were evil, and that's why Captain Marvel's people were trying to get rid of them.
And they do say it's a sect of Skrulls that have infiltrated. So it's not all of them. So like it's not like they didn't all turncoat. It was just a rogue group within maybe the survivors, or maybe there is, to Monty's point, somewhere else in the galaxy a group that survived, or maybe they had been on Earth the whole time.
I think they've been on Earth the whole time.
Yeah.
That would just be more exciting.
no,
Do you guys believe Marvel Studios can save the failed? That's going to get
they've tried 3-4 times, right? How many times has that been rebooted?
I think the problem on
under Marvel and Kevin Feige, I'm pretty sure Kevin Feige can handle the Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
I would like to see him do something good, but it
had been Fox the whole time. I want to say that Von Doom is one of Kevin Feige's favorite characters in Marvel. So I am pretty sure the Fantastic Four, he's going to deliver us a great series.
Also, we might get to see Doom before then, right?
I think it felt like they teased Doom in either What If or in the Loki series, because there was a hooded figure in one of those.
Yeah,
I gotta go back and watch these. I've missed all of this.
Yeah,
we might see Doom well before that, but I never even thought, I didn't have an issue with the casting on the last Fantastic film movie. It was just written horribly. Why is it going to take us 1 hour before they get to space? Just take us to space. I don't want to know about his science project from when he was 10. That was 45 minutes of the movie.
We're probably not going to get an origin story for the Fantastic Four. I'm pretty sure they're going to just throw them in the mix, and I think they're going to use the multiverse to do it. It's rumored that the Council of Reed is supposed to make an appearance in either the multiverse or some point in Phase 4, which, for those of you who don't know, Council of Reed is just a bunch of Reed Richards from different universes that kind of sit on a council together to figure out what's the best way to save the universe. Like, it's weird multiverse stuff, but like, it's Reed Richards. So
yeah.
And Doom, I mean, Von Doom could have been on Earth the entire time. Like, I can see I want to see them just work the story into the current MCU using the multiverse, and don't do any origin stories. Just throw these characters in there. Do the same thing with the X-Men. Like, I think the Eternals are going to introduce us to the X-Men, into the mutant gene, as well, because they are the ones who created it in the comic books.
Right.
All right.
Next we have
quick interjection here. I've got to roll out.
Dang.
Yeah. I've got
all right.
More stuff to get done tonight before the work day in the morning. Well, yeah, y'all hold it down. Thank you all for joining. Your commentary is always appreciated. Peace.
Later.
Deuces.
All right.
Let's go to what's next. After Secret Invasion, they announced Ironheart, which is the Iron Man, who is technically a woman now. Riri Williams, a black girl, becomes the new Iron Man, is played by Dominique Thorne, and the Ironheart suit is supposed to be the strongest suit. So yeah, I'm really hyped about that. Then what's next? Armor Wars, starring Don Cheadle. Basically, the story is about Tony Stark's worst fear, which is the Iron Man technology getting into the wrong hands.
Yeah. That's an interesting story. I'm kind of sort of interested in that. I
mean, it takes me back to Iron Man 2 when it technically was in the wrong hands, except it wasn't his technology, it was his father's technology. So I thought that movie was great. So hopefully we get to see more of that. Then Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special, because of Disney Plus. Apparently they wanted to do something like this for a while, but they couldn't until now because of Disney Plus. So we are going to get a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which is going to come out the Christmas before, or the holiday season before Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I believe he said Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is supposed to come out sometime in 2023. So holiday season 2022, we should be able to see Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. And then the last show they announced is I Am Groot, starring Baby Groot.
Nice. I think I missed those final few announcements prior to going on, but that's cool. Like, yeah, that's cool. The holiday special seems interesting, and then Baby Groot is interesting.
After Miss Marvel, they didn't really have anything extra to show us, so they were just telling us like this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And then throughout all of that, he was talking about films, but I was messing up the order, so I just decided to separate them. Of course, they talked about Black Widow coming out May 2021. The trailer's already out for that, so he didn't show. Pause, time out. Breaking news.
John Watts is going to direct the next Fantastic Four movie. And it's called The First Family. That's the director. Yeah. So it's official. There is going to be another Fantastic Four movie. Nice. I don't know if that's why Eli was asking. And maybe that's why, because I missed that announcement.
He didn't. They did talk about Fantastic Four today. That was the last film that they announced.
Okay, cool. I mean, I didn't know they announced that film. Wow. Okay, cool. That changes things.
It's happening. So then Black Widow, then of course Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, then Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which
I'm looking forward to that.
Currently filming, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that one.
Captain Marvel 2, they announced as well. They talked about they didn't talk about the Eternals, they just mentioned it. Thor, Love and Thunder, of course, Blade, which we know about. They announced for the first time Ant-Man and the Wasp, the third Ant-Man film, and the antagonist in the film is going to be Jonathan Majors, who played Tick from Lovecraft Country, which I thought was dope.
Yeah, and he's who is he playing?
They announced it, but they kept going so fast. I don't know. We'll have to go back to
Africa. What was he?
And then who? I want to say they announced
Kang. It's Kang the Conqueror that he's playing.
Yes. There was something else that they said. Maybe the director for that they announced, but I don't recall.
I did see that.
Announced today that Black Panther 2, Black Panther will not be recast. It is not happening. Straight from Disney, they have confirmed. Even though we assumed they weren't going to recast it, they made it sure. They are not recasting T'Challa. It won't happen. We will only ever have one T'Challa on screen from Disney. And lastly, they announced Fantastic Four.
Okay, so I closed out right after the T'Challa announcement because that's the last thing I remember seeing. So the Fantastic Four came after that. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's good. I'm glad that they at least confirmed that they're Fantastic Four. Did they announce any casting? Anyone who's cast?
No,
because
they didn't say any casting.
It's been rumored for a long time that John Krasinski is going to be Mr. Fantastic.
I like him.
Yeah, he would be a great Mr. Fantastic. Like he looks like Reed Richards.
What settled it for me was his performance in what's the movie with
A Quiet Place?
Yeah, that.
Yeah. That was it. I'm like, oh, he's got the dramatic beats. He's a serious actor. Because like my introduction to him is from The Office. Like I don't know about you all or you, Money. Like my first and only real interaction with or introduction to him is through The Office, and that's like a comedic show that aired. I don't know. I don't even know what aired it, but I used to watch it on Netflix all the time. It is hilarious. It is like real. It's crazy. Definitely a fun watch. But the Quiet Place showed me that he has the chops to do more dramatic roles, and I believe did he co-direct or direct the whole project with Emily.
The Quiet Place was written and directed by him and starring his wife. And I'm actually wrong. It wasn't A Quiet Place that settled it for me. He has a show on Amazon Prime Video called Jack Ryan, where he basically plays man working in the CIA, Loki a spy. But yeah, that's really good. If you have not seen Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime Video, you are
I started
out.
that. Yeah. I started that.
I watched the entire first season in a day, and I was so upset when I realized that was the only season. Like, yeah.
Kalisa says, do you think we'll get Valeria Von Doom? I could totally see her popping up in this. Especially, like, I mean, I don't see why not. Like, Evan Feige and team have shown that they are not, like, they'll pull characters no matter how known or unknown they are. So I could totally see that.
I couldn't even imagine, like, I can see myself going back later after watching that film and watching it again to pick up all the things that I didn't see the first time. So I'm sure we're going to see so much, even characters that I wouldn't know of. Like, I'm going to need my dad for that one. And my uncle. I'm going to have to go with them, and they'll be on either side of me while we watch, and they tell me what's going on, because I'm going to be so out of it.
Yeah. Okay, so is there anything in that announcement on the Marvel side that you're looking forward to the most?
I mean, as far as things that they actually like that we could see, I'm excited about Loki. I didn't really know what it was going to be about. They didn't give us much information. That looked really good. Like,
yeah, and let us know in the comments too. Like, what are your most anticipated films or announcements from this Investor Day today?
I'm just super hype about Star being added to Disney Plus. That's just a whole other level of shows. I mean, all of like Atlanta, Snowfall, all of the FX shows are going to be on there. I'm hype about that.
Yeah, I think I saw he
put added a level of stuff. And then, I mean, they teased so many shows. Also, Disney owns ABC as well. So all those new ABC shows, there'll probably be some, there are going to be dramas exclusive to Disney Plus, which they didn't show us because they hate us. But yeah, I'm hyped for all of the non-Marvel and Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, they teased quite a bit. Like, they're definitely pouring a lot of investment into this platform. It's obvious from today, like because they did announce a lot of new content coming exclusively to Disney Plus. They, from a numbers and business side, they did hit, for the most part, I think, all of their subscription goals for the year, despite of COVID. So that's good. And then, and that just validates like the importance of this investment that they're going to make into this property and like all of the exclusive content. They also said that what movie is it Ryu and the Last Dragon?
Ryu and the Last Dragon is coming to Disney Plus, but I don't remember
the theaters. It's going to Disney Plus and theaters simultaneously. So like that was, I wouldn't be surprised if they announce more films going to do that next year, 2020, 2021.
For $30 thing will be cool. That's just what y'all got to do from now on.
Yeah,
no $30 charging.
No, they have to follow suit of HBO Max, because now HBO Max has set that tone, and I think that is definitely going to work better than the that $20 surcharge, $30 surcharge for the film.
Absolutely. Callisto, yes. I literally screamed when they announced Hayden. I scared the dog. I was like, okay, this is the show I'm ready for. Yeah, I'm hyped too.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. The Hayden Christensen announcement. And then when they said that they will fight again, I was like, what? We got to get Revenge of the Sith Part 2. Let's go. And he's going to be in the full Vader costume for that. Like, oh man. Like, yeah, I'm definitely here for that. The
actor who was wearing the Vader suit before, he passed away this week, right? Or last week?
David Prowse, yes. David Prowse passed away last week. Which was, he's half of the duo, the combo for the original Vader. Like, he was the body, he brought the physicality to the role of Vader. He was that physical presence, and
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones is the voice, and like really like that combo is amazing because even still, the cameo in Rogue, well, it's not really a cameo, but that end scene in Rogue One with Vader, there's still, I could tell a difference between, I knew that wasn't David Prowse under the armor, and I could tell the difference. Like David Prowse really owned that role. From a physicality standpoint, like for me, one of the most iconic moments in Star Wars is when Vader emerges for the first time in Episode 4 out of the darkness, and like he stands onto that, onto the Tantive 4 Princess Leia's ship, and he stands there, and the cape is draped, and he looks over the bodies of the dead stormtroopers, and then walks forward. Like one of the most iconic shots in Star Wars. And then in Return to the Empire Strikes Back, when they're on Cloud City and he's standing against that blue backdrop and he's, shrouded in darkness, it's just that silhouette of Vader. It was like, I don't know. I appreciate those moments. Yeah, he didn't have the swag, whoever the actor was.
Did you notice that for Chewbacca? Because he was recast too.
I did notice that. I could tell. So in The Force Awakens, I could tell when Peter Mayhew was in the costume versus the new guy, Jonas, who is I really like him because he's like really 110% on board with the role and character, and he's really embraced it. But I can in tilts and like that kind of brought the character to life. He definitely matches. He's got the physicality of Peter Mayhew and all that in the walking, but it's kind of like those like looks and quirks and head turns that he does that he didn't. And it's like that's a really small critique, but yeah, I could tell the difference.
I think super fans feel that type of stuff. I'm sure there isn't a lot of people notice the difference between the Vaders in the first place. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And I think the dude was a little wider than David Prowse, because David Prowse was like, I don't know, he felt more lean in the original trilogy, and I think that other guy was kind of
he's also
wider.
He's but his shoulders are like football player.
Yeah. He looked like he was wearing shoulder pads.
Like I said before, I'm hype for the Princess Tiana show. I do believe right after that they announced a show for what's the show that takes place when I don't know what island it's on, but the island is missing her shell, like her soul thing, and they have to give it back. I'm having a brain fart. I don't want to say maybe like in Samoa. It's a recent film. Yes. Oh goodness. Show too. There's so much stuff going on. I can't remember. But yeah, Moana is getting a show, and they announced it while I was screaming about Princess Tiana. They did talk about. Well, they didn't really talk about it. They just mentioned. What's the show? Little Mermaid. They did announce a Beauty and the Beast show, which
did they talk about live action Little Mermaid?
Yes, the only thing they said was that it's coming.
Okay, all right, because Hallie is
yes, we didn't get to see anything.
Yeah, I didn't hear her voice either, because I would have recognized her singing.
Yeah, no.
Off jump. I'm definitely looking forward. She's gonna kill that. She's gonna body that.
I'm so excited to see her hair.
Yeah.
For that.
And like her, they had a Christmas special that they've teased. I don't know if it's I don't know if that's out yet, but I know I saw a teaser trailer for it online.
I think
Twitter
so,
with her
and Hallie.
Yeah.
Chloe.
And like Chloe and Hallie, when they were, because Hallie starts singing, and I'm like, yeah, Ariel, like instantly. It's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Voice is a little deeper, more sultry, and Hallie has that light Disney princessy voice.
She does, exactly. She does. She's got that light Disney princess type of singing style. Spencer Wilding, I had to look that up, Callisto, but that's who is the actor in the suit for Vader in Rogue One. It also appears that he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's the guard that took Peter Quill's MP3 player or cassette player and was listening to the music in the first movie.
So didn't he get jacked up?
Yeah. Look, because he's listening to music while the prison break is going on, and like he doesn't hear anything. Yeah,
he has his head turned. Yeah.
So, yeah.
They announced so much stuff. Like I want to. Hopefully there's a place where Disney has everything that they've announced today organized so that I can go back and look and appreciate. I really want to know what's up with those new shows that are going to be on ABC. I want to know what's up with those new dramas that are going to be on FX. And yeah, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, I think, for me, off top.
Soul. We got
Soul. I was already hyped for Soul, and that's coming out on Christmas Day, right?
I was hyped, but I hadn't seen this much of it. I don't know if
that's true. Yeah,
this is because a big issue that our community always has is that when Black people are in animated films, we don't get to stay as Black people for the whole film. They always want to transform us into something else. And I did appreciate we got to see a lot of the main character human in this film. The soul portion, it was only a little bit of the trailer. I don't know, of course, how much of it is in the actual film, but I felt really good about what I saw today.
Yeah, I like that he is a music. I didn't know he was a music teacher. I guess in a high school, middle school. They were definitely young students in there in the band room. I like that scene. Like that was really cool. Really cool, and like the passion. It was good. But I was already sold on it. And to your point, like that is a good thing to see, because that is something that happens a lot, oftentimes in animation. I saw a screenshot or still from it on Twitter earlier this week with him. He was in the barbershop getting his hair cut, and like it had like he was like in a classic like Black barbershop. The dude like kind of big burly, with a tattoo on his forearm that was cutting his hair, but he had like this like clean lineup. I was like, man, I like stuff like that, like that subtle stuff, like because he got his neck tapered, and like it had like the little hairs and everything. I was like, yo, it was so clean. I appreciate stuff like that.
People are in the room when they tell
you. Exactly, man. That's like the most. That's the finishing pieces of a haircut. Like once you get the hair, cut. It's down to the right size, and you start trimming it, and then the next thing you know, you gotta get that lineup, you gotta get that fade. I used to get my hair cut back in the day, guys, so I know what I'm talking about. I don't
think anybody is judging.
Nobody believes me. You see this?
I mean, it's COVID anyway. Use COVID as your excuse. They won't say anything.
I mean, but the locks have been. I'm a year and 4 months. 4 months? Yeah, a year and 4 months. Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of hang time, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's wild. It's wild, bro. The growth I had in the year is insane because like it was like basically right this time last year, probably like just below, just touching my neck, and now it's like draped over my shoulders.
But you didn't start with nothing.
I didn't start with nothing. You're right.
With a fro.
I did. I had some I already had hair. I had a good set of hair. I could put it in a ponytail. So
that'll help with the length. I'm trying to think, is there anything else they announced that I'm hyped for? Oh, I did want to say in Soul, it was exciting to see him play the piano. And I would like to see the behind the scenes on how they animated that, because I'm sure they took the time to actually make sure he's, on the right keys. And that was probably a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I would love to.
I think what they do too, and maybe they didn't, but I think what they do is they'll have like a pianist come in and play, but they'll put them in the mocap suit and then let them play the song, and then they just capture the motion and record it on the piano so they can match it in the animation. I've seen where did I see that at? It's behind the scenes for another animation.
Like Happy Feet? Like Happy Feet with the penguins?
I think so. Yeah. Maybe. It was a music. No. It was another music like animation. It might have been it was what was the Spanish movie that they had that was set in Mexico last year?
Coco?
Who?
Coco, and he was
Coco.
playing.
Yeah. Because they had the actual person, like a guitarist, playing, and they had him in the mocap suit, and they were, they had a camera at like every angle while he was playing, so they could key properly where the animation fingers should go.
Nice.
Yeah, so they do that. But I mean, still, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of that's still painstaking detail to put into it. But it makes everything that much more immersive for the viewers.
Definitely excited for that. I want, like I've said several times, I want Spider-Man 3 news, and they need to give it to me.
Yeah, somebody announced on the that there was going to be a trailer for it this week. That didn't happen. I think they said it was supposed to be on Monday.
We'll get it. I mean, the only who's going to be in the trailer? Because we just found out that these people were brought back, unless they've already been filming. But I feel like, I don't know, we would have heard those rumors by now.
They just started filming like last month. Like how would they wouldn't have any footage of, or like at the beginning of this month. I think start of January. It was like after. No, I'm lying. It was like mid-November when they started filming, because they were still all in Atlanta during Thanksgiving, and they had Thanksgiving together because
COVID.
No, Zendaya was on Jimmy Fallon, I think this week or last week, and he was trying to get her to spoil some stuff about the show, and she did a really good job of not doing it, but she did reveal the fact that they were all together for Thanksgiving. And then he asked her, like, does Tobey Maguire, like, did he have a vegan turkey? But it hadn't been confirmed at that point that he was on set and had reprised his role. And she almost said something, and she's like, I don't know, because I don't know who that is, or something. Like, she caught herself like before she gave any type of answer. So that was a really fun clip.
That just made me realize, are we going to get to see other Mary Janes? Like, is Kirsten Dunst, did she get?
I think that was rumored. I feel like on the Den earlier this week. I don't know, Kalisto, if you're still in here, you may have been watching that episode, but I feel like Josh said something about Kirsten Dunst reprising her role as Mary Jane. Or Kirsten, right? Is Kirsten? Is there a proper
Kirsten? Yeah. Between her and then the girl who played him in the Andrew Garfield films. I really liked her. Yeah.
They announced that there's a Shogun animation coming out for Disney animation that's coming to Disney Plus, like right after the Alien announcement. I guess that's FX.
Yes, they did, and it's the same people who get Game of Thrones, right? Someone who's involved. Yeah, that's gonna be epic.
Yeah, it's gonna be fire. Like I was 100% on board for that one, because that's what I was saying. Like the FX properties that they announced, I was on board for. I was hyped with, for all of that stuff, and like some of those announcements, like Alien. I mean, definitely Alien and the Shogun show caught me off guard. I'm like, all right, Hulu is looking really good right now. I might have to bundle.
They announced that Hulu, that there will be a new bundle deal available in the beginning of 2021 that will have Disney Plus, ESPN, of course, the Disney Plus with Star, and then one other thing, a package deal where you can get the Hulu with no ads. Right now there's no package deal that has Hulu with no ads in it. I currently pay for Disney Plus and Hulu with no ads separately, but I'm not going to purchase the bundle until the no ads is a part of the bundle. There we go.
Yeah. And they said it's a $6 increase.
Yes. Well, the difference between the two will be $6. And that's why Hulu is not going to merge, because Hulu makes a lot of money on ads. I think they said for the people who purchased Hulu with live TV, next year it'll cost them $65 a month, and for every single account what's the word I'm looking for? Every person who signs up or every user, whatever the word is I'm looking for.
User.
They make $10 per month off of ads per person. Right. So Hulu is a bank with advertising. That was a whole part of the Hulu presentation was advertising. And so basically all I heard was, yeah, we're not merging because we're making money over here.
Yeah. And that was the ad part was an element that I forgot in my assessment when I said that Disney Plus and Hulu should just merge. I totally forgot about the ad piece. And that live TV thing, I also forgot about that Hulu does have a live TV package that's like $64 or $65 a month. I'm not sure what all channels are included in that package, but like, I mean, $65 for live.
So it's
plus ads, right?
Yeah, it's everything minus the like HBO, Stars, all that stuff. So basically you can see Hulu and regular cable TV for $65, and then you can add on extra stuff.
Yeah, okay. So Dish, yeah. So I think that there's I think they introduced two different packages. One that's ad-free with the last, is that correct? Or maybe
no. So the ad-free, they're talking about the streaming service. The live TV, that's the
live TV is always going to have ads.
Yeah, that's always going to have ads because they're paying for those ads.
Yeah,
but I thought that might not have been in the US. That might have been in other countries. But the live package for Hulu, the
in
live
the US, it's like
$65 starting next year.
Yeah. So I mean that's a good, and like I said, depending on what channels are included in that package, like that's a great deal.
I mean that's their moneymaker. I thought it was me, and I was trying to figure out why they have all this money to produce these shows, and now I know it's not because me. It's because of everybody paying for live TV.
Yeah.
So that's it. I think they said they have 4 million subscribers was the word I was thinking of earlier that I couldn't get out. 4 million live TV subscribers.
Paid. Well, they are free. No, it's not free. It's $5.
What's $5?
How much is the Hulu with ads? It's like $7.
I don't even know. Let me check my Apple.
I feel like it's like $5.99, $6.99, something like that. I think it's the same as Disney Plus. With ads, and then without ads, it balloons.
I don't think we should get into it too much on this show because we should probably save it for Saturday, but these other streaming services need to come up with something. All I can say is thank goodness HBO and Warner made that announcement last week, because if they made this announcement next week, we'd be like, oh, see, now y'all want to do something because Disney did this. So they announced it at the right time, but they're still not looking as good. I mean, I'm still going to enjoy HBO Max, and I'm definitely hype about all the new Warner Brothers shows, but Disney showed why they are king.
Okay, so so it was $5.99 and went up to $6.99. Okay,
that's the ad or that's the regular one.
Ads with ads. That's the Hulu subscription with ads.
How much do I pay for subscriptions? Here we go.
I want to say it's double, but that puts it in like that Netflix category, which is wild that Disney Plus is still like $7.99 a month.
I'm paying $11.99 right now.
Yeah. So that's the ad free.
I'm not even watching it like that because the layout is annoying. Do I still want to pay? I could take $5 off because until they upgrade the layout, I shouldn't be giving them all my money. I think it will go to $6.99, Callisto. It hasn't gotten there yet. I done showed y'all my business and what I pay
for. Yeah, that was.
But if they could please see how easy it is to navigate Disney Plus and just put that to Hulu. Hulu has so much great original content, and you will not know that it's there because you can't find it. It's so hard to navigate. It's ridiculous. Stupid.
Yeah, it's still not as bad as Amazon. Amazon is way worse, but yeah. The fact that Hulu is a dedicated streaming service is what makes it worse, because Amazon just does a lot of stuff, and that's not an excuse, but it makes it a little bit more understandable as to why that layout is not as pristine as it could be and user friendly.
I think the issue with Amazon is they've interfaced how the Amazon Fire Stick looks and how Amazon Prime Video looks. So on the Fire Stick, you can access anything from any app all in one place. But Amazon Prime Video isn't like that. If you don't have, those other add-ons, like if you don't have BET added on, if you don't have Stars or HBO, or I think there's even some connections to other streaming sites like Tubi and stuff. If you don't have those, then you can't see it. And so they need to work on that. They need to separate Amazon Prime Video and the Amazon Fire Stick, and maybe things will be a little easier to navigate, because I'm not paying for it just because you put it there. If anything, it's going to make me throw the phone.
Yep. But I think this is a good point to wrap this episode. We are at the hour 40-minute mark, and thank you all once again for joining us tonight. We just, like I said, up at the top of the hour, we just wanted to hop on real quick, give y'all our raw reaction, just initial thoughts of the announcements that were made today regarding the Disney Investor Day, specifically with the Star Wars and Marvel news. You can expect a full breakdown of this entire event from us this coming Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on this channel. So if you're interested, please make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon to get a notification when we go live.
We're definitely going to talk about the, if I can point at it, the streaming wars on Saturday, Mrs. Cooper. So we'll get into that.
Yeah, all of it. It'll be a stream-centric evening or night, technically, this coming Saturday. I got to go take a nap because I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch this Mandalorian episode. Definitely looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be bat crazy. And come back to the channel tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we will be doing a breakdown of the episode of Mandalorian here on this channel in a show called Starlight Beacon, where we guide you through that galaxy far, far away.
Yes.
Definitely come back if you're watching The Mandalorian, because we're going to break it down. And Star Wars Sundays this Sunday, talking about this upcoming platform of Disney content going to Disney Plus for Star Wars. So tune in for that.
We love you too. Thank you for watching.
Appreciate you all. And we will see you, like I always say, peace, love, blessings, and may the force be with